So it's that time of the week again where we discuss all things rugby league. Myself and Greg back as always. A good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. You well?
I'm very well, very well indeed. A good week had by all.
It wasn't bad, to be honest. Yeah, it was all right.
Wasn't bad.
Good game at the
Marvellous.
Halliwell Jones on Thursday night.
Yes, in fact, good games. I can't wait to get to the Catalan game as well. If I'm being honest, I really enjoyed that one as well at the weekend. Plenty to talk about. So I'm just sharing with the community that we're on, and of course, big news to start us off. At last, we have broke 2,000 members here at Super League Raw Fans Forum. Outstanding effort from those that are joining us and inviting the friends. Brilliant stuff, Greg. We didn't expect that, did we?
No, we didn't. No, we didn't. We started this as as just a little chat show kind of thing during lockdown.
Two mates just getting together and talking rugby league.
During lockdown keeps you company, and here we are.
And here we are. Yeah,
a year later, 2,000 followers. I'd like to welcome all the new followers that we put on Facebook this week.
Yeah,
thank you very much.
Huge numbers.
Spoke to a couple of people at the Warrington game on Thursday night who said they like what we do. So you can't say anything better than that, can you? Really?
Absolutely not. Marvellous. Well, look, as always, when we get together on a Tuesday night, a hell of a lot to talk about. All the action from round one coming up, ladies and gentlemen. We will be sharing with you, if you don't already know, who your try of the week actually was. We've also, like we did last week, on a Monday, we're going to put the games up for you to tell us what you think the scores are going to be. I've pulled all of those results together, and the fans forum predictions are in. The question is how me and Greg will fare against you in round 3. Greg's smiling because he knows he did very well in round number 2. So we'll be doing.
Damn you, Wakefield! Damn you!
Yes. Welcome to Big Al Kane. Mark Betts is with us. Andrew King, Barry Williams, a Wakefield fan. We're going to be giving Wakefield lots of raps in a bit. Stay with us, Andrew. Barry, sorry. Good to have you with us. Andrew Wilby, Graham Parrish is always there. He's our Graham. Good evening, Graham. We hope you well. So let's get to. Look, we haven't got time to do all these niceties this early. Let's get on with it. Let's get into the show. He says. Right. Let's take a look at what has been making the news. Here we go. So what has been making the news this week? So this is where we're going to be starting the show today. First and foremost, reckless driver causes mayhem at the Halliwell Jones. Johnny Whiteley, MBE. Jack Wellesby does a Gaskell. For those of you who joined us last year, you'll know what all that's about. We're going to get a bit of sport going in a bit on that one. And then was Danny Levy's ban proportionate? We shared on our Facebook page a little clip from that game. It's not actually in the highlight reel, but somebody was good enough to send a little bit of a clip in of what Danny Levy has been banned for 2 games for. And I'll be getting Greg's views on that in a few moments' time. But to start the show, let's talk Johnny Whiteley. So I'm not going to be disingenuous. I don't really know that much about Johnny Whiteley. Obviously, I'm not from up in Humberside. What I would say is I've read all of the obituaries. I've seen what the media have done around his passing. It's crystal clear the man was a rugby league legend. There's no doubt about that. And, from somebody who doesn't really know the man that well, don't come from that part of the world, the rugby league community have done a really, really good job of really celebrating the life of one of our own. So well done to all the media. Greg, your thoughts on
I agree with that. And I thought the coverage on Channel 4, I thought what they did highlighted the kind of community spirit that rugby league has, the kind of the links with its legends. That I thought the tribute was very, very good. A nice touch. Hull fans obviously thought a lot of him, quite a few in tears in the crowd. We thought the coverage on Channel 4 of the actual tributes to Johnny Whiteley was spot on and highlighted just what kind of a sport rugby league is. I really did. I thought that was really well done.
Agree. Well, I mean, one of the things that we've been celebrating this year is obviously with Channel 4 on board, the promotion of the game. And, hats off, wasn't planned, I don't think, but hats off to Warrington Wolves on Thursday night, especially whoever the Wizzy Rascal is. For those of you who haven't seen this, we're going to share it. And the reason we're going to share it is, bottom line is, this is a great promotion for the game. Over 1 million hits on YouTube of this mascot trying to bring the ball to the centre circle. actually, I'm having too much fun. Off I go. I'm just going to have a little. And who wouldn't go over to the South Stand to get a bit of applause? So off she goes. We don't know who she is. By all accounts, there's going to be an unveiling ceremony at some point, which is interesting.
I heard it's a new wire flyer.
Well, it could. Well, let's put it this way: she looks a lot leaner than the two they had there on 39.
He's let himself go the wire flyer, hasn't he?
There's Toby King, way up, just giving a little bit of a helping hand, Toby. And of course, at this point, we were at the stadium, we're waiting for what's going to happen next. Hello to Chris Souter, hello to Mike Ward, welcome along for the ride as we watch the Rascal go. And Stefan Ratchford, and even Mr. Child's reaction here, he's quite. Are you going to stop? We're going to stop? No, of course we're not going to stop. Even Wolfie couldn't get Dizzy Rascal to stop. It was. I mean, what was good? I mean, I was because obviously this year I'm sitting a little bit closer to the away fans because obviously my son this year, season ticket holder, and the Castleford fans, like the Warrington fans, were in absolute hysterics. It was a great start to the game.
It was, and it actually made BBC Breakfast News the day after.
It must have been good.
They didn't say who was playing or whether it was Super League or not, or they gave the score, but they showed Wizzy Rascals, so we've got to be grateful for small mercies, haven't we?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it has. It's made, as you say, it's got over 1 million hits. It's made local and national news, and the last few weeks is like Christmas every day for Rugby League at the minute. The exposure we're getting, and I actually seem to think. Sorry to interrupt you, Dave.
Right.
I actually think that it's forced Sky to up their game a little bit.
All day, mate. They're panicking. I mean,
the
montages were in, weren't they?
Yeah.
The montages were in last week.
I think Phil Clark's been sidelined a little bit. I mean, if they could get rid of Jamie Jones Buchanan, no offence to Jamie Jones Buchanan, but.
Well, I'll be honest with you, mate. I mean, if I want to watch boxing, I'll put the Amir Khan fight on. I don't want to be seeing John Wilkin and Brian Carney fighting over the host seat because it's embarrassing for me at the moment.
There's no love lost there, is there? No love lost.
It's just not good. It's just not good telly, is it? At the end of the day, there just seems to be a bit of an undercurrent, and they need to have a way with themselves.
I certainly think they have upped the game a little bit.
Yeah, well, I wonder what Mark Jackson thinks. Mark's just joined us. Maybe Mark's got a view on it. Post it in the comments, boys and girls. Post it in the comments. Get involved in the show. Right, now, I don't want to take anything away from the Saints game. We're going to look at the highlights of the Saints game a little later on. So what we'll do is we'll get the controversy out of the way first. Right, Connor Wynne was yellow carded, which probably... certainly impacted the game early on. There's no question about that. At the time, I'll be honest with you, Greg, I had to walk out of my living room. I was incensed. I was shouting because I saw it in real time. I knew what he'd done. Then the yellow came out and I was incensed. The linesman is right there. Now, we love Jack Wellsbeck. We think he's one of the most exciting players to come into Super League for many a year. The guy's going to be a revelation. He's going to be an England international for years to come. Yeah. So this isn't Saints beating. This isn't Jack Wellsby beating. But this is not in the spirit of the game. What we're going to do now is we're going to show it. We're going to show it again. Why not? Let's just show it again. And for me, there is absolutely no doubt. Thank you to Super League for allowing us to use this. But here we go. Here he goes. He's up. He's up. This is a bad angle for it, albeit you can see it. But on this next angle, watch his leg that is on the floor. It's Jack Wellsby and not the player who decides to flip. Here we go. I'm holding. I'm going to flip myself.
Yeah.
That ain't good. No. It ain't good for the game. People will say, there's a leg out. No, Jack, he even cocked his head before he fell. Yeah. Because he knew what he was going to do. Now, last year, me and you on this show, there was an incident at Huddersfield with Lee Gaskell. We give it in the banks. I think 2 weeks later, we were doing a live and Aiden Caesar did an absolute gem. And me and you were like...
He did a Klinsmann.
Oh, it was a shocker.
It's a Klinsmann.
And me and you were going... We were incensed about that. Yeah. I'm sorry, Jack, but you're not getting away with this one. And even the Rugby Football League, they have not banned Connor Wynne, and they've even come out with a statement to say, in their opinion, Jack Wellsby took a dive. Brett Hodgson come out and has also said the same thing. My question to you, get your opinion on it as well, why wasn't Jack Wellsby banned?
I don't know, because there's something called other than contrary behaviour in the rules that you can receive a ban for. I don't know. I don't know. I certainly was, when I read that, I was certainly surprised that no further action had been taken against Jack Wellsby, even a fine or, or a warning. I was surprised. Maybe a ban is a bit harsh, but a warning certainly, a fine maybe.
Yeah.
I saw it. We both were texting each other afterwards. We both saw it real time. It's quite clear what had happened.
All day, mate.
The way he held his head, and the whole player knew what he'd done as well, because the whole player had a go.
He was incensed, mate. He was incensed.
Yeah.
And look, we love Jack Wells, but and I have to say a big hello to a very good childhood friend of mine, Kath Hankey. Hello, Kath. Hope you're well, sweet. It's been a long, long time, but thanks for tuning in. Daniel Hearn, Daniel Greenwood as well, with us as well. But look, the bottom line is we're not going to let these things lie on this show. I mean, we love the integrity of the sport. We're not football. We need to sort it out. And equally, on the same topic of us not being like football and sorting it out, this was a clip that somebody took in the Hull KR Huddersfield game. And this is what Danny Levi? Is it Levi or Levi?
Yeah.
Levi. Danny Levi is getting a 2-match ban for, ladies and gentlemen. 2-match ban. I'm going to go live to our Facebook feed. Here we go. That gets 2 matches. I'll let you see it again. So let's go back, show it again. That gets 2 matches. I mean, I'm sorry, but look, I don't believe he's trying to pose any more injury on the player. I think it's a very, very slight tug of the shirt. If we're giving 2-match bans for that, the sport is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Well, like Richard Silver would have said, the former referee, we're going to be watching touch and pass soon.
Yeah.
We said this last season. There's lots more optimism this season as far as I'm concerned. And yet the RFL and the disciplinary panel seem they want to shoot the sport in the foot constantly.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is. What other sport bans players for 2 games for that?
Don't know, mate. And it is a concern for me. That is a big concern.
And an ex-referee. I mean, Richard Silver. This is the guy that awarded a try to Wigan when he said Stefan Ratchett didn't mean to ground the ball in his own in-ground area, in goal area.
Oh, mate, I remember that.
That was a shocking decision.
That was an absolute shocking decision, mate.
But I don't think he refereed us again after that. There was a shocker. When ex-referees are coming out and questioning it.
Yeah.
You've got to wonder what's going on. I think we said this last season. I think the Australians do it. There should be a point system. If you get a red card, you get an automatic 1-match ban and 3 points. If you get a yellow card, you get a point.
Don't disagree.
You get to 5. You get to 5 points, you miss a game.
Yeah.
You get to 10 points, you miss 2 games, etc. A bit like the card system in football.
Good Lord! This just in. David Hearn's agreeing with Greg. What's going on? David Hearn, rugby is going to be a non-contact sport. Is in the Greg camp. What's going on a Tuesday evening? It's not even 8:15. What's going on?
My job here is done, ladies and gentlemen. I can see you next week.
Oh, happy days. Well, no, unbelievable.
But what was I saying before? I was so roundly praised by the world.
I don't know.
Yeah, a point. Let's get some sense into this. Let's get a point system.
Well, I'm going to do a bit of promotion now. I'm going to do a bit of promotion for League Express. If you haven't got a copy of League Express, there's a great article on page 3. Tony Smith, big fan of Tony Smith, myself and Greg, and he's talking about the new interpretations of the rules. It's a really, really good column. I won't spoil it for you. But on this topic, I think everybody in the sport will have respect for Tony Smith, and it's a really, really compelling article that he's got there. So have a read of that. Post your comments on the fans forum. Well worth a purchase. £2 from your local news agent, right?
But before we go, Dave, I'd be interested to know whether other people have had somebody. It's going to my head now. Do other people agree that we should have a point system?
Well, who knows?
Rather than just random disciplinary panel giving out random bans for things like tugging a collar.
And I want to know as well on an interesting one. This new rule that's come in terms of players having to go off if they're not seeing that interpreted yet. which is quite interesting. And I don't care what anybody says. There's been a couple of games that I've watched. I think in Catalan game on Saturday, there was a moment, I can't remember if it was Ben Garcia that went down, and I thought, hello, here we go. And that should have been, sorry, son, you're off, because there was no head contact. It was
wasn't
like,
it the Leeds game? Wasn't it the Leeds game where the player actually went off a concussion at half time and stayed on in the first half? It's like,
yeah, come on, we need to get that sorted out. Right, what we're going to do now, we're going to look back at round number 2. But before we do, let's see who the top performers were in round number 2. So here we go, the top performers. So there they are, the top performers for round number 2. So yeah, some massive numbers in there. We'll probably get to them as we go through the show. But yeah, massive well done to the top performers of round number 2. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go straight back in, and we're going to start looking at the games from last week. Let's get through all of where we've already been. Starting off, Warrington Wolves, of course, against the Castleford Tigers. This game took place on Thursday night, Greg. Let's get the highlights reel going. Available on Super League's YouTube channel. Pretty much the same day of the games taking place. 34-10 to Warrington in this one. This was the first try from Matty Ashton. It was a selection of Try of the Week, one of the selections from Try of the Week, and it came in number 2. 25 votes for Matty Ashton's, Greg. Good try.
It was. He showed his pace there. And, you know, I was a little bit, excuse me, I was a little bit fearful because of his hamstring troubles last season. But hopefully, as a Warrington fan and as a Rugby League fan, Matty Ashton's over that now, and he's he left everybody in his wake. There was talk before game if Ashton and Mamo, if they were, to get in a foot race, who would win. I think Ashton kind of proved that there.
I thought Mamo was quiet. This was encouraging if you're a Warrington fan. Gareth Widdop and George Williams combining. Williams ran onto that really, really strong. Good try.
Yeah, I thought George Williams was. I know Matauti got it on Sky and Mulhern got it in the ground.
Yeah,
but I thought George Williams was head and shoulders the best player on the park on Thursday night.
Yeah, that's why I put him. That's why I put him as our man of the match. I mean, we were both there, and we both called it. So
I can see why Robbie Mulhern got man of the match in the ground. Not so much Matauti on Sky TV. I think that was more to do with the story behind him facing.
Yeah, he had a good game, Matauti.
He had a good game, but George
Williams.
George Williams was head and shoulders above everybody else on that pitch.
Yeah, double movement there.
Surprised he didn't go to the screen, but glad to see he didn't go to the screen. Clearly a double movement.
I agree.
And I'm really, really glad. And he was shot. I'm really, really glad that James Child didn't go to the screen and use his own judgment. It's good to see.
Absolutely. And then obviously from here now, I think was this the Charlie try? I'm trying to remember. I think this was the Josh. Was this Josh Charlie? Oh no, drop goal attempt.
I
can't remember it being a drop goal attempt.
Yeah, you remember that? Yeah, he missed.
God, you know what? Don't know what I was doing at that point. Yeah, there you go. But it was just before half time, wasn't it? Of course it was. Yeah, and then of course Castleford came out and really sucker punched. Devell Alferts, and again, good player Alferts. He's always lethal on the wing, and he took it well.
He's a good finisher, and to be fair to Castleford, I first 10 minutes, well, especially before the Ashton try, I thought we were going to struggle. I thought Castleford would have giving us a tougher game than they actually ended up doing.
I thought they were disjointed. I thought they were.
I thought
they were relying on individuals.
First 5-10 minutes, Dave. I thought we didn't get out of our own 20 for the first 5 or 6 minutes.
No.
This
was a nice kick. Was it? Was this kick? Oh no, this is the first Charlie try. The second Charlie try. Good step that from Charlie. To be fair, really good feet. Yeah, really, really good feet.
And deserves a mention. 150 tries.
Yeah, 150 tries. Four this year in Super League for Josh.
150, 151st on the night.
Yeah, he'll be pleased with that. No question.
Absolutely.
Nice.
You know what? It's nice to see a Warrington team using the wingers as not as props. That we've been using the last 3 years.
And what I liked as well was there was a bit of biff between him and Alferts, which I quite enjoyed. I thought that was a bit of banter going both ways.
Bit of niggle, yeah, it's nice to see.
It was good run,
and
good
this
line.
Was a great try.
Yeah, good line. It's a great line that from Mulhern. And I've been raving about Mulhern. You know, I thought he played well last year. He's got off to a good start this year. You know, considering Coops wasn't playing, you know, Mulhern stepped up to start the game. He thought he had a great game.
If Alex Walmsley had scored that, they'd have still been talking about it on Sky now.
But Big Al.
Yeah, big. Give me full name. Big Alex Walmsley. Yeah.
This was the Matautia try, gift wrapped. I mean, you know, he'll be delighted that, you know, a try against his former club. He'll be delighted with that.
Of course, he will never score an easier try than that, I don't think.
No. I think the next one's Truman, isn't it? And I have to say, I mean, it was a good try, this. I mean, obviously, they targeted Longstaff. Longstaff will have wanted his time again, I think, with this one. But no, good try. And, you know, Truman took, he's basically not the tallest, is he, Jake Truman? But to be fair to him here, he's ran onto that really, really well. You know, fair play to him. So, good try.
Fair play to Longstaff. He's going to be a good player. He's going to be a real good player.
Alan Banks is saying, I told you Mr. Powell would sort the players out. A bit earlier, Alan, but don't get me wrong, a massive improvement round on round for Warrington. Obviously, they played Toulouse this week, but yeah, they were much better. I thought they were much better in attack, especially in the second half. This kick is a thing of beauty, I have to say.
It is.
That's lovely.
It is.
It's a nice try, that.
And I genuinely, at that point, when I got back and watched it again, I genuinely liked the commentary from Sky to say, Warrington, stop being so good. I thought that was, you know, well, credit where credit's due there to the guys from the Sky commentary team, which doesn't often happen.
No. I think a big disappointment was the crowd, under 8,500, and I'd like to have seen 10. I mean, obviously, Castleford coming over to Warrington on a Thursday night, you know, it's always going to be a problem. It's a long journey.
It is,
you know,
and Sky do that so that they've got bums on seats instead of in the stadium, so that people are watching it instead of going to the game. It's one of the reasons they have cross Pennine games on a Thursday and a Friday.
Yeah, and you know, we always call it we try and call it here with a fair stick. Whoever these people are at Warrington Wolves who want to bring the reputation of the Warrington Wolves down, do us all a favour. Go and watch football. Unbelievable. I mean, you know, it's not. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of Warrington beating going on.
So am I. Yeah, it annoyed me.
But it's the same in every club. 99% of all supporters are there. They're a part of the Rugby League family. They've got respect. They know what this sport is all about. But unfortunately, every now and again, you know, it's happening in other clubs as well. It gets infiltrated by people who are not there for the sport. They're not there for the community. They're just there to cause trouble. And you know, Warrington as a club need to sort this out, because actually they're not that hard to find.
No, well, they're all over Facebook. So, you know, like you say, a lot of people putting on Facebook typical Warrington scum fans. Well, I'm a Warrington fan, and I've never put a coach's window through. I've done a few silly things at games. I'm not saying I'm an angel. I've
steady.
I've effed and Jeff and slagged the referee off, as people who stand by might know. But you know, we're not all scum. Not all rugby league fans are scum simply because of the act of a few
idiots. So, just gotta say it as it is. Yeah. Absolutely. So so you know, that's how fair we are. We call it as it is. That's the way that it is. Right. Okay. We now go to what was the Friday night game. Leeds Rhinos went across, of course, to play the Wigan Warriors. And well, I mean, there's only one man to talk about, I think, and that is Mr. J Field. What a start to the season this player had. Before let's tip the hats to Blake Austin. We said at the night, this is Blake Austin. This is what he does, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. It's his step. I mean, he sold more dummies than Mothercare there. You know what I mean?
That's why they must have gone out of business, mate. Blake's selling them now. Oh, mate, what a line! What a line! Absolutely, no, great try.
That was kind of Blake's. That one game encapsulated Blake's Austin career at Warrington.
Yeah,
he realised what he does and he stopped it.
Yeah,
and that's kind of what happened with Blake Austin.
This was a good
run and a good tackle.
Look at him here, how he speeds up. That is textbook fullback play. Look at that. It's a beaut. Absolutely. Yeah. That's as good as any of his tries. That is quality.
Yeah. I mean, the guy's got some pace, hasn't he?
See it here now. Just there. That's it. He just lined him up. He had, at no point did Field panic there. He knew he had him. Fantastic. Really, really good. Oh, now this one, should have been disallowed.
I don't know.
They actually went into the rule book on Sky, and actually, by the letter of the law, that one should have been disallowed because it came off the back of his boot, not the front of his boot.
Really?
By the letter of the law. Wow. So actually, that one by the letter of the law, but we'll forgive him because obviously, Wigan won by a country mile, and his next two tries are just wonderful.
Do you know what? That is a strange rule.
Yeah, well, that's what it says. That basically, there's a rule written in whereby, like I said, they went into it on as part of the coverage, and they did say that by the letter of the law, that try should have been disallowed. Which, considering it went to the video ref, is quite worrying, really. But
the thing is, though, I think, and somebody might correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that was after somebody backheeled the ball over the line, turned around and scored. I think they brought that rule in. Do you like heading the ball over the line?
Yeah. I don't. Like I say, they did say that.
It does ring a bell, but I think it was specifically backheeling the ball over the line.
Right, here we go. This was also one of our tries of the week that we put out to the fans forum, and I can say that this is the one that the fans picked. It's also the one that I liked as well. 74 votes Jay Field got for that try. A comfortable victory in terms of try of the week.
Yeah, it was similar. There's a try similar to it coming in a little while. Well, was just look at the pace of the lad.
Yeah, beautiful, mate.
It's just it is a thing of beauty.
We like Leeds' legend number 7. Shades of Rob Burrow in that run. Shades of Rob Burrow. Yeah. Bateman's having a better year. Kai Pearce-Paul is having a good year.
Yeah, and do you know what? These tries have got a little stamp of Lee Breers all over.
Oh, all day. The kicking, all day.
It wonders what was going on at Warrington for that kind of play to be stifled over the last 2 or 3 years. Yeah. And that try, although I did think he dropped this, if I'm being perfectly honest.
Yeah.
I thought he dropped this, but that's very, very, very Breers-esque in the way those tries were constructed.
And this again, it was which try to pick, try 3 or try 2. For me, the second one was a nicer try because he had to do more to score it. Obviously, that was just about pace. Big Al AJC here, Field player of the round. He's calling it. He thinks that Jay Field was the player.
You know what? He's an early shout for Man of Steel. If you can say,
mate, two from two, mate. No doubt about it. 2 from 2. Yeah. 2. I mean, I've already seen the Albert Goldthorpe has gone to him. I'd expect normally the Man of Steel points are announced on a Wednesday. Wouldn't be surprised to see him pick up all 3 points again.
No, I wouldn't. I'd be surprised if he didn't. I must admit. Early season, I was talking about Cade Cust, but I think
Yeah. That was a cheeky little try, wasn't it, Mr. Powell's? Cheeky.
It was, yeah.
Very cheeky indeed. Yes. But again, fair play to him. He had the presence of mind to keep concentrating, see that he fumbled it, and very cheeky.
Yeah, I mean, he also, I don't think he knows what he does here either, because his eyes aren't on the ball. I think.
Are you telling me that he unintentionally grounded the ball?
Unintentionally grounded.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
Are you actually saying those words?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't believe he's saying those words.
Yeah, if I was Mr. Silverwood, I'd have disallowed that try.
Well, he's got form.
Mind you, it was Wigan, so no, Mr. Silverwood. I
thought Pryor was lucky there, mate. He definitely put the knee in. He was a lucky boy there, Pryor. Oh, that was a good tackle, wasn't it, from Lee
That was. I mean, Matt Pryor's kind of had a bit of a. He's not at the start to the season that he had last year.
No. Albeit he did score a nice try there.
Yeah. He scored a try last week. Yeah, but no. Don't get clever with me, sunshine. But he's not had the barnstorm.
No,
He's scored a couple of tries.
No,
but he's not made the yards he made last season.
You couldn't write that, could you?
No.
Outstanding.
That was my Yestin Harris moment, that, mate.
Love it, mate. Love it. But no, look, we said this, and last week there was a lot of Hull KR fans said, they didn't see a lot in Wigan. I'm telling you, Wigan this year,
that was a nice try.
It was a nice try. Again, great presence of mind. But Wigan this year, you count them out at your peril. We saw them in pre-season. I've now seen them twice. Both on Sky the last 2 weeks. Wigan this year are going to be there. They are genuine for me, genuine contenders. 12,500 good effort. Yeah, very good effort. When a game's being televised.
Apparently, Bevan French is back in the country as well and training with Wigan. So where are they going to put Bevan French?
Mate, that's a massive headache. Don't know. Well, one thing's for certain: Jay Field is not being dropped, is he?
No.
It's one of those real. I wouldn't be surprised to see Bevan French pitching up on the wing.
Instead of who though?
But again, exactly. Well, Thornley's out, isn't he? So. Marshall will stay on the right. I mean, you got Bibby. I think, I don't know. I could be wrong, but maybe French will go into. I don't know. What a good problem for Matt Pete to have, mate.
Unless they might bench Luluai and put either French or Field in the halves.
Yeah. In terms of, like we say, we'll just give the notice out. All of these clips are available normally within about 2 or 3 hours of a game finishing on the Super League YouTube channel. Check them out. A good site. Obviously, they do try it around. They do a lot of good stuff on there. Right, we've already done the Jack Wellesby thing. We don't need to do that. A war of attrition is what I would say. Hull FC against St Helens on the TV, horrible conditions, old school rugby league.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, what was encouraging was it was still over 600,000 people watching on Channel 4, despite the fact that, when you called it, Greg, it was a pretty one-sided score.
It was. It wasn't helped by the yellow cards and the sending off. I thought if this had come off, it'd have been try the week, try the round.
Mate, he passes that to Gale, he's in, isn't he?
Yeah.
He passes that to Gale.
And the kick to Swift. If Swift catches this and goes in,
it's good invention. It really is. It's good invention. 2 kicks early doors, and you think to yourself, Hull are here to play, which was really good to see. But that's as good as it got, really, wasn't it?
What amazes me is they have Satai sat on the bench, which isn't easy to say even when he's sober. You've got Satai sat on the bench, and Alex Walmsley's ripping you up down the middle, and Hull's ripping you up.
Hull is reborn under Wolf, mate. Reborn.
Get your biggest. We've said this all last season. Get your biggest props on from the start to run at Alex Walmsley and tire him out.
Good line there from Percival. You've got to give Percival his due. He does run a really good diagonal line in centre. Of course,
he was upset by a lot of things, Percival, in this game. He was.
Yeah.
He was on the edge.
Hasn't he?
But he was on the edge in this game.
Here it is. Oh, Jack, what are you doing, mate? And then, look how quick he gets up. Look how quick he gets up. So he's in pain, and then, okay, I've got the yellow card. I'll move. Here we go. Here he comes. Flip. It's unbelievable. I'm not seeing a better flip than last Pancake Tuesday, mate. I'm telling you.
It's a Gale Tilsley look of anguish on his face when he's on the floor.
Right. Mr. Kendall, you should be absolutely putting your head down. The linesman, what is he doing? Felt for Conor Winder. Yeah. Felt for him.
He knows.
They all know.
See on his face,
Yeah, they all know. And this is why scrums are back. Why people say, why do we need scrums in rugby league? It's because it gives the attacking team an advantage, and look how easy it is when you execute it right. And this young man, who of course got a brace, turns 21 this week. So good luck to him. Not a bad way to celebrate your 21st with a brace, is it?
No, not at all. Happy birthday to the lad.
Happy birthday to the lad.
Yeah,
what was he doing?
Took his chances well.
Luke Gale, what is he doing?
Oh,
it's a shocker. It's not 8 games. I don't think it's 8 games. We both said that before we come on air. I don't think it's 8 games, but Luke, son, what you doing?
Only
What you
Luke,
doing?
only Luke Gale knows whether he meant that or not. And I would like to think he didn't mean that.
No, he's clumsy, mate. But you know, never in rugby league has a charge down been done with a foot, and I just don't know where his head was at, mate. Really don't. Good cut out ball that from Wellesby. Great cut out ball from Wellesby there to put Sim in again.
Yeah,
really good.
Yeah, going back to the Gale incident, there's an incident in amateur rugby league where a player went in with his feet on a player's extended leg and has got a season's ban, and maybe that's where this talk of 8 games is coming from.
Well, here's one for you. I don't know if it's the real Danny Levi, but we've got Danny Levi watching us now.
Okay.
And I think it could be Danny Levi. And Danny, you've just missed it. We think you've been given an injustice of a 2-game ban for that. If that is the real Danny Levi, I have to say, welcome to Super League. Great to have you here. If you ever want to come on the show, by all means do. We're going to get to we're going to get to your game in a minute, but no, nice to have you.
If it is the real Danny Levi,
it is. I'm pretty sure. No, I'm pretty sure it is. It's a picture of him on the pitch. I'm going with it. Danny, if it's you, put it in the chat. Let us know it's you. We've also got Sean Allen Spencer with as well. Good there from George Griffin. Nice to see that Hull didn't throw the towel in, that they carried on. They carried on playing. That was good to see, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean the conditions were atrocious. The blizzard in the second half. It was old school rugby league for on a Saturday afternoon. It was, and fair play to both teams. You know, Saints had the numerical advantage. I don't think this is a try. I don't think he touches the line there. I think they've been given one there. I don't think he touches the line.
Well, they certainly don't need any help, did he? But again, you know, I think they gave Wellesby the man of the match on the TV. I've got Alex Walmsley. I think, you know, for a prop forward to do 210 metres in a game like this where it's heavy underfoot. I mean, and not just that, his tackle count was huge as well. I mean, Wellesby, dear me, unbelievable. And this young man, Dodd.
I gave it Dodds, to be honest. I gave man a match to Dodds.
Did you?
To be perfectly honest,
He started the season really, really, really well. So
the reason Wolves didn't get it was because they were against 12 men for most of the game, and it's a lot easier to make yardage when you're that size against 12.
Yeah,
I thought Dodds had a good game, and I gave it Dodds on the day.
Fair play. But no, good game. Well, anyway, if it's the real Danny Levi, which I'm going to go that it is, we are now going to watch the Giants take on Hull KR. And like I say, if Danny is actually with us, you made a great start to Super League. I think the Huddersfield fans will be very happy indeed with the acquisition. But here we go. 26-12. Hull KR, I mean, they dominated Hull KR. Hull KR was a late rally from them. I mean, you know, Tony Smith's got headaches. He's got big headaches. It was interesting. I think in one of the columns, I think it was Gary Schofield today in League Express said maybe their achievements last season have gone to their heads and they need a reality check. Which, you know, it's a fair comment, isn't it?
It is. And I think I tipped Hull KR to win this one. Sorry, Huddersfield fans. Did I?
Yeah. You did. I actually tipped Huddersfield 0-8, so I was quite happy about that. There's Mr. Yates. He started the season strong as Luke Yates. Chris McQueen with a brace in this as well, running strong.
Well, we liked McQueen last year.
We do.
We liked Luke Yates last year.
Yeah.
Luke Yates has started where he finished off last season, to be honest.
But looking the part, mate. I mean, they are looking the part. I mean, we know that Watson's got it in him because of what he did at Salford. But I mean, that's a nice try.
It's a good try. Me praising Chris Hill for not giving penalties away last week. I think he got a sin bin this week.
He did get right here. Yeah. I have to say, Mickey Lewis decided he was going to go toe to toe, but slowly backed off and allowed his teammates to get in between him. Absolute comedy goal.
It was almost McCarthy Scarsbrook. He's the way he shrank behind his own men when he
absolute comedy goal. McGilvray, there he goes. Jermaine. He's had a good career, Jermaine McGilvray.
He must be 73, Jermaine now, mustn't he? He's been around forever.
Gotta be. He's still going, the lad. He's still going, the lad. He knows what he's doing. Mickey Lewis, I like Mickey Lewis. Another good try at the weekend. He's dangerous, isn't he? Mickey Lewis.
Yes. He's one of those. He's one of those elusive players.
I always say Mickey when I should say Mikey, but anyway.
Mikey, Mickey.
I'm sure he won't hold it against me.
He's not going to argue with you, is he? But yeah, he's one of those. He's an elusive player. Yeah, he reminds me a little bit of Rob Burrow as well.
Yeah, yeah.
When he gets a break.
Here he is now. But, like I say, got a good yard of pace on him. Fair play, bit of compo. Yeah, this is great. It's not about the try, it's about the afters. Here we go. Look at it. It's like, let's have a bit of sport. Oh, a little push there. Come on, then. Let's have a bit of rough and tumble.
Yeah,
and
he's thinking there. Lads,
where's my mates?
Lads,
where's my mates? Where's my mates?
Lads.
That'll do. I'll go back in a minute and have another word now. There's a load of people between us. I'll have a little word away. Genius, absolute genius.
I'll tell you what, though, if I ever meet him in the pub, I won't mention that to him.
Oh, good Lord, no. We'll just buy him a beer and say good evening, sir.
I'll stand behind you.
Good evening, Mikey. Come and have a sit down.
I'll do a McCarthy Scars.
Let's discuss that time where you put Chris Hill in his place. Fantastic, Chris McQueen. Pleased for Chris McQueen. We were big. We gave him a lot of plaudits last year, Chris McQueen. So really pleased to see him do that. Come on, Huddersfield fans. That brand of rugby league deserves more than 5,724 people watching.
My argument's always been you can fill that stadium when you've got a Premiership football team. Why can't you fill it when you've got a Super League rugby league team?
Yeah,
that's always been my argument with Huddersfield fans.
Completely agree. Before we go into this game, time's running on. We need to. Chris Hill getting sin bin for doing that to Mikey Lewis is outstanding. That's Sean Alan Spencer's view. But before we do this, I just felt it was appropriate to do this. I watched this on Saturday night before taking my lovely wife out for a meal. Doesn't happen often. And I have to say, really impressed with Wakefield. And to just put this into some sort of context. The 17, the first 17 shirts, obviously David Fafita will probably be a part of the 17, but the first 17 shirts that were given out at the start of the year, they were missing going into this game 7 out of the 17, with 5 of them between 1 and 13. So they were going to Catalan depleted. And you mentioned about not you actually. I think it was Martin Sadler today in League Express said that he was disappointed that Toulouse crumbled against Huddersfield in game 1. Well, Wakefield could have easily have gone there with every excuse under the sun, and by God, did they put a performance on against Catalan?
They did, and Wakefield are my team of the week because of that. I thought that I tipped Catalan to win this by 18 plus, and at one point was looking good for that. Yeah. Wakefield didn't give up.
No.
Catalan, is it a case that Catalan maybe got a little bit complacent? I don't know, but fair play to Wakefield. The game was over, and a couple of minutes more, and they could have pulled it round.
Mate, they had him on the ropes, mate.
It was that Tompkins penalty that was decisive in the end.
Well, it was interesting because we posted this on the fans forum. Willie Poaching at the end, his interview. Good try this. In his interview, very buoyant, and why wouldn't you be? He's gone to Catalan with a depleted squad, and he's really, he's seen a lot of character from his players. That said, we also posted the post-game celebrations in the Catalan dressing room, and the passion and the togetherness in that dressing room just didn't come across in that channel. I don't know if you've had a chance to see it, Greg. But
I have. Yeah, no, it was
great, and quite a few fans forum members have actually said, oh dear. I mean, it was so lackluster, unbelievable.
It was a little bit muted, wasn't it, to say the least?
Very muted.
Maybe they were just disappointed in their own performance. Maybe they expected to beat Wakefield by more than they did, and it's just taking the.
Well, if you think last year they didn't put a step. They weren't out of step once, were they? I mean, in the regular season, Catalan were flying. By the middle of the season, you couldn't see them losing, and you couldn't. But this year, and I know they've got the problems in the pack. I know they've got a couple of the big men out. But Steve McNamara, well beaten by St. Helens. Great to see.
That was a good
Johnson. Yeah, and it's great to see Tom Johnson scoring tries again.
It is.
But if you're Steve McNamara, you've been convincingly beaten by St. Helens, and in a game that, let's be fair, any neutral would, and you did. You tipped them for 18. 18 plus.
Fair play to Wakefield for proving me wrong.
And I went 9. And I went. In fact, I went 9.
You went the same, I think.
No, I went 9-17. I was very close. If they've actually took the kick, I'd have probably got 5 points. But instead, they didn't take the kick and then conceded a try. I was screaming at the telly at that point. Why aren't you take 78 minutes? They've got the chance of getting me 5 points, and they don't take the flipping kick. What's going on? But no, if you're Steve McNamara, mate, you've got to be. And this week they go to Leeds, and we'll talk about this week in a minute. But God, they need a performance against Leeds. I mean, Leeds need a performance against Catalan, but
that score,
will be happier.
that's going to be the game of the round, I think, Leeds Catalan, because both will be desperate. Catalan to put this performance behind.
That's
this
a great try.
Yeah, this
That's
is
a great try. And I have to say to the fans forum members, I mean, Wellesby got the third place try. So Jay Field was 1, Matty Ashton 2nd, Wellesby was 3. Matt Jowett, that try, come on, forum fans, dearie me, got 1 vote. How does that get 1 vote? Where are Wakefield fans in the community? Come on. That was well worthy of a couple of votes. Cracking run from Jowett.
Yeah, I agree. It was a little bit like the Mickey Lewis one I was talking about from last week. A little bit like that try, which I thought was a great try. Ben Garcia, great player.
Well, for me, he was man of the match, mate. For me, he was man of the match. He was man of the match. You know, simple as that. You know, really, really good. Leading from the front. Very, very good indeed. But this was a good finish as well from Johnson. You know, Johnson back at his best. I mean, look at the pace of the lad.
Yeah, that's and steps inside well.
Yeah, it's a good finish. It's great to see him. It's great to see him back. I mean, for me, genuine contender in the World Cup place. If he,
I would think so. You'd have to think so. He'd be in the squad at the very least.
I mean,
and Des Lynam.
Yeah, Tom's thinking, oh my God, I've got to run. I mean, me.
Do you know what? He did that against Leeds in the semi-final at Bolton a few years ago. Yeah. When he gets an interception, there's very little stopping Tom Lynam.
No, absolutely.
And this is a good try because you think he's going to get caught. Even watching it now, knowing what's happened, you think Tompkins is going to get him, and he just puts the afterburners on and he's gone.
Tommy Lynam. And there we go. With your new haircut as well. But yeah, Ben Garcia, disappointing crowd at Catalan 7623.
Yeah, that is poor.
Yeah, considering all
COVID restrictions, etc.
Yeah.
Puts a lot of people off travelling.
Does indeed. And then to bring the curtain down on round number 2, Salford Red Devils, are they the real deal this year? Here they go again. It was expected to win, but Ken Seo back in the tries.
Yeah, 4 tries, a phenomenal performance.
Yeah, he played well. I was actually listening to this, and actually the first half, it was a very, very straightforward day at the office for Salford. You know, no issues at all. And then for whatever reason, in the second half, you know, things got a little bit tetchy.
Why have we paused that, Dave?
My apologies. I paused it. But yeah, it got a little bit tetchy in the
This
second
is a good
half.
try. This is a great try. No, that wasn't. Yeah, it was. Yeah, they did give it, didn't they? They did give it.
They did give that one. Yeah, they did.
So there was one just before that where it was similar and he knocked it on. I seem to remember from watching the highlights. But you've done it again.
He's done it again. I don't know what's going on. What's going on here? Gremlins. Mark Sneed's settled, hasn't he? Mr. Sneed and Brody Croft.
He seems a lot more comfortable back at his his first club. He looks a lot more comfortable playing from what I've seen of him. You know, he always has been a very good player, Mark Sneed.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, not got the plaudits he's deserved a lot of the time. Mark Sneed, I mean, a great kicker.
Mate, deadly, mate. And for Salford, that's why I put Salford a place above Wakefield this year, because I do think the Sneed kicking effect will take. But I'll tell you what, I mean, at the moment, why can't Salford and Huddersfield for that matter, you know, the way they've started the season and the way Castleford, Hull KR and Hull have started the season, all of a sudden, I mean, I know we're only 2 games in, but you've got to be considering Salford and Huddersfield as genuine contenders for 6.
At this point.
Yeah.
At this point, there's no reason why not. I mean, let's face it, they've not played what we'd say were the big 4 of Wigan, Saints, Leeds, Catalan.
No, absolutely.
And all Warrington. But well, get the points where you can, you know.
Well, mate, and this is it. Exactly that. You know, and these are the games
this is a good try.
It is. I mean, it's CO back doing what CO does. I mean, you know, fair play to Ken. Great to see him back in the tries. This, of course, was the last one. 6,418. That's encouraging for Salford. This was, I mean, there he goes. There's his pace. Goodbye. Good night. Thanks for coming in the rain, says Ken, as he goes over for his 4th try of the game. Ken,
there was no stopping him there. There was
No,
absolutely no
in you go.
like that.
But no, well done to the Salford fans. Well done to the Salford fans. Great to see the Salford fans coming out in droves for that one. Very well done.
Especially as there's been nobody there from Toulouse.
Toulouse.
Nobody from hardly anybody from Toulouse.
Right. Me and Greg are just going to, get a bit of lubrication in the throat. And while we're doing that, why don't we look at who made this week's Team of the Week? It's the Super League Raw Team of the Week for round number 2. Here we go again, and at fullback and keeping his position is Jay Field of the Wigan Warriors. 3 brilliant tries, one perhaps should have been chalked off, but a fantastic try-saving tackle against Liam Tyndale, some of the highlights, and 261 metres ball in hand. Bevan French is back, headaches from Matt Pete. At number 2 is last year's leading try scorer in Super League, Ken Seo. 4 tries against Toulouse Olympic, now takes him back to the top of the try-scoring charts in 2022. It's not just a one-season wonder. And at number 3, Peter Matautia, the new recruit at the Warrington Wolves, incredibly evasive, hard to put down, hard running, and he would have really enjoyed his try against his former employers. A strong start to his new Wolves career. And number 4, keeping out KPP this week is Mark Percival of St Helens. A very crucial try from Percival in that game against Hull FC really got momentum going in St Helens' way. A member of last year's dream team, he's off to a good start again. At number 5, it's Tom Johnson of Wakefield Trinity. Every Super League fan will be delighted to see Tom Johnson doing what he does best on the wing, scoring tries. Hopefully those concussions are now behind him and he can make a real dart to the World Cup. We said at the start of the season, keep an eye on this man, Brodie Croft, and already he has impressed us here at Super League Raw, and we're looking forward to seeing him again this weekend. 2 assists against the Toulouse Olympic. Well done to Brodie on a very smooth transition. Number 7 is George Williams, really settling in now at the Warrington Wolves. A great try and a very good combination for that try with Gareth Widdop, and a very delicate chip over the top for the Josh Charlie try. Well done to George Williams, more good things to come. At number 8, well, we said last week, let him keep the shirt. Alex Walmsley, St Helens, 210 metres from a prop forward. Absolutely outstanding in a war of attrition against Hull FC on Saturday. Everybody would like Big Al in their team. And at number 9, Sam Powell of Wigan Warriors, last year's runners-up for top tackler in the league. Well, again, another 45 in this game, but perhaps more impressively, that very cheeky try that he scored in the game against Leeds. And number 10, maybe a bit of a surprise here for a lot of people, but George King, Hull KR, he really had a very strong game indeed at the weekend. 15 carries, 152 metres, laid the platform, but unfortunately, Hull KR couldn't get over the line. Number 11, he's there again, Liam Farrell. He was there last week. Another try to boot from Liam, 152 metres, 33 tackles. He is the complete second rower, isn't he? He will have his eye on yet another dream team at the end of the season. At number 12, the first time he's ever been in Team of the Week, it's Chris McQueen of Huddersfield Giants. I have to say, it was a very commanding performance from Chris at the weekend, and 2 very good tries for the Huddersfield Giants, crucial as well, as also was his captain's try. Luke Yates, for the second week running, remains in the Team of the Week. There's no question about it. This captain is leading from the front. Not a single loose forward came anywhere near him this week in terms of the statistics. Ladies and gentlemen, your Team of the Week for round number 2. So round number 2's Team of the Week is in. Greg, your thoughts on our Team of the Week? Happy with the selections, I'm sure?
Extremely happy with mentions going to Cade Custer, thoughts at number 6. Could have quite easy, yeah.
Who were you watching?
The Wigan game, he had a good game.
No, Brodie Croft, mate.
Yeah, but no, mentions too. Not saying he's
God,
mentions,
mentions. Absolutely mentions.
Also, McShane and Houghton for number 9. They put a shift in with tackling.
Yeah.
I thought McShane was a little bit off the boil on Thursday night, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. I mean, in the props as well, and we both said this, Joe Bullock had a good game for Warrington.
So did Robbie Mulvern.
Mulvern. So
I agree with George King, though. George King had a great game. And shout outs to Westerman and Garcia at number 13 as well. They had good strong games. I think Westerman was Castleford's best player on Thursday night.
I might have been a bit harsh there saying nobody laid a glove on Luke Yates. Garcia and Westerman absolutely played very well. And the big one, we've got a lot of time for Kai Pearce-Paul. Kai Pearce-Paul had
Yeah.
if you look at Pearce-Paul, he had some phenomenal stats: 121 meters, 18 tackles, 4 tackle busts in the game. He's a player, this lad. I really, really like him. But like I say, personally, it was the first try of the game. Equally as impressive statistics across the piece. So it was a close one, that, in terms of KPP and that. And of course, quite a few players, getting 2 tries this week as well. Not just we obviously Kensio with 4. We've already said Jay Fields with his 3. But 2 tries going to Charlie, Tom Johnson, Josh Sim, of course Sam Powell and McQueen, like we've just seen. So some really, really good performances. Really good performances.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's Chris McQueen's first appearance, because we gave him huge raps last year.
Believe it or not, that's the first time he has made our team of the week.
Really
so well done to Chris. I'm sure that our new watcher Danny will tell him when he gets into training tomorrow. Just to let you know, lads, you got in the Super League Raw team of the week. A fine hour to have with the boys.
It's
a bit more tonight.
Almost like winning an Oscar.
Yeah, absolutely. Charlie's 250th try.
Did I say 150?
He says 250, Charlie.
Yeah, sorry,
250.
250.
Right, okay. So there's only one thing to do, isn't there? And that is to take a look forward. Before we do, let Greg have his moment in the sun. Look at that. Wow. Greg, 38 points after 2 rounds, taking over top spot from the Super League Raw fans on 37. And I am languishing at the bottom this year, having had the dizzy heights for most of last year. Greg is looking down on me at this moment in time.
I had the round of my life, and it can only go one way from there.
I was sweating after 3 games, I have to say, especially when I saw the Catalan game and Salford at 18 points. I thought, that's going to happen. Thought Catalan could happen. I thought, dear me, he's going to. I was relieved actually when the Giants actually beat KR, because I call that, and you couldn't get, because nobody has ever done the perfect clean sweep. I thought you might be doing it, but anyway, it won't last long. Greg says, Steve. I hope you're right, Steve.
There's only one way to go from it, mate.
Right, let's take a look at how they stand. Here they go. St. Helens obviously on points difference. These, look at that: Huddersfield, Salford, then Wigan, Warrington, Catalan, and of course down there at the bottom, who would have thought that Castleford, Hull KR, and Leeds sitting there at the foot of the table. Unlucky Wakefield, you have not been beaten by many, as the difference actually shows, 32-4.
Look at the Castleford Tigers difference there.
Oh, it's huge, mate.
60 to 26.
And
that's massive. Yeah.
If you look at Trinity, I remember at the start of last season, Lee, they weren't losing by much, and it's the same here with Wakefield. 34-4, 40 against. You look at that bottom section. If you're Willie Poaching, you're probably sitting a little bit more confident than some of the other coaches, I would say, in that area. So,
and they're only one good win away from climbing that table.
It's a long way to go. Right, here they are. Here's the games. Round number 3 kicking off on Thursday. Leeds Rhinos will be hosting the Catalan Dragons. Then it's off to Wigan Warriors against the Giants. On the TV, I believe, is Hull KR and Castleford. I'm looking forward to that. Just a quick note, we mentioned this after the game against Warrington. No love lost for Radford by those Castleford fans at all, and actually, it's starting to, it's starting to affect the players. I've never seen an away support give away players as much stick as I saw on Tuesday. There's a lot of problems there, and if KR win on Friday night already, I think Mr. Radford will be under some pressure.
Well, yeah, you were nearer to the Castle fans than I was on Thursday.
Oh, mate, they were not happy. Mate, you might say it was jovial. It didn't look jovial. They were basically saying what was that to the players, and there's a couple of hand gestures going to the players. And actually, when the players turned around and started to walk back to the tunnel, a couple of players were talking about it. They got it in the net, mate. I'm telling you. St. Helens, Wakefield, Hull FC, Salford. That'll be, who's to say Salford can't go 3 from 3? And then, of course, Toulouse versus Warrington. So, time for predictions. I've got the fans forum predictions here. What we'll do is we'll go to the first game, which will be Leeds against Catalan. And these are the confirmed absentees at this moment in time. There may be more, but these are confirmed at the moment. Holroyd, Richie Myler, he's going to be 3 months out, Richie Myler. James Bentley banned, Sam Walters, Mustafa unspecified, Reece Martin, out with a family bereavement. Of course, Reece Martin's their goal kicker. For the
Yeah.
Dragons, big misses up front. Busquets, Gudemon, Napper, Dudson. That's a lot of timber
Yes,
that he's
it
not
is.
going to be in the pack. And of
It
course,
is.
Arthur Morg, with an ankle. The fans forum on this one have kept faith with the Catalan Dragons. They think it's going to be close. They're saying 0-8. How do you see, Greg?
I'm going Dragons 9-17. Leeds have got their usual players out at the start of the season who all miraculously cover in time for the playoffs. So I'm going Catalan. Sorry, Leeds fans, I couldn't resist that little dig there. I'm going Catalan 9-17. I think they'll have been read the riot act.
Do you know what, mate? Do you know what? I'm going Leeds 0-8. I'm going against you. I'm going against you both. I think another week with Caesar and Austin. I don't know because the pack is so decimated for the Dragons, and it is decimated. If Aledzki, if Price are on the game, I think Leeds could do him at home.
You may well be right, Sib. I think Catalan have been well beaten by Saints. They were suspect against Wakefield in the last 20. Right. I think I think they'll want to prove a point in this game. Leeds have got all the excuses, and I think Catalan will put a few of the things they've been doing wrong. They'll put them right this week. But it's not going to be a blowout. I think it's going to be 9-17. I think a couple of tries in it.
Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. Right, we'll move on to the next game, which of course is the Wigan Warriors against Danny's Huddersfield Giants. Be kind, Greg. Be kind. Right, here we go. Look at this. Warriors absentees. Eden Havard, Ian Thornley. For the Giants, a couple of problems really. Danny obviously out. Wrongly, in my opinion. Very harshly dealt with there. Theo Farge out, Wardle and Cogger. So certainly in the halfbacks, the spine of the team heavily affected going into a Warriors team that, let's be fair, are looking pretty damn good this year. What are you thinking?
Yeah, apologies to Danny, but this is purely because he's banned for the game. I'm going to go Wigan 18+.
Nice
save.
If that's schmoozing. That is schmoozing of the highest order.
If Danny had been playing, I'd have gone Huddersfield by 18. But
of course you would. So what
Wigan 18+.
18. I'm going to go 9-17. The fans forum has gone 9-17 on that. And actually, just out of interest here, of all of the votes that we've had on the fans forum for the predictions on Monday, the Wigan game had the closest result. Basically, I believe that just over something like 36% of the vote went 9-17 with an even split of the rest of the vote 0-8 and 18+. No other game from a prediction was as close as that this week.
Just interesting stuff.
Just for interest. But Huddersfield.
I'm going Wigan 18+, mate.
You're going 18+. Well, somebody's going to lose their first game of the season. We'll find out when that's going to be. Thursday, not on Sky, 8 o'clock, DW Stadium. Then we go to live on Sky Water game. This is both of these two teams not really hit the ground running at all. Robins are going to be about Ben Crooks, Lewis Johnson, Will Mayer, and Albert Vete. Tigers, look at that list. Callum McLellan, Jake O'Neill, Fecky's out, Danny Richardson, and disappointingly for George Lawler not going to be able to play against his former team. The fans forum see this as a home win, 9-17. Greg, where do you see it?
I agree wholeheartedly with him. 9-17, Hull KR. Albert Vete is going to be a big miss. I like Albert Vete. He's a big player coming off the bench. I think there's problems at the Tigers. They've got a lot of Danny Richardson's a big miss.
Yeah.
I think Hull KR will bounce back. I think Tony Smith's too good of a coach not to let them. That's no disrespect to Mr. Radford, but I think Tony Smith is too good of a coach to let Hull KR, not bounce back from that game at the weekend.
Well, I'm going KR, but I based on what I saw with Castleford, mate, I am actually going 18 plus. I
Fair
think
play.
KR are going to hit the straps on this one. I
play.
really, really do. Before we do the final 3 games, let's pay tribute to the current leaders, the current top performers of round 1 and 2 combined in Super League. Let's take a little look at this. So there you go. That's where we're currently at in terms of the top performers after 2 rounds. Some great performances in there. Alex Walmsley, 350 metres. He's actually up against the backs with metres made. Unbelievable stats from Alex Walmsley.
He's a monster, isn't he? He's an absolute monster.
Huge for him, without doubt. So yeah, that's where we are. So a couple of new things coming in, as you can see, as we go through the season. Right, we then go off to the Totally Wicked Stadium, 8 o'clock on Friday night. Only one absentee for Saints. It doesn't get much better for Wakefield, does it? Regan Grace with the elbow. Look at Trinity, still going to be without Bill Tupu, Lee Kershaw, Jack Croftley, Gaskell, and Reese Lynn. Obviously, the centres decimated there. 2 close losses. Having to go to Saints. You don't hold out much hope from here, do you really?
I must admit, no. It's. I think this will be a lifetime. If they were to turn over Saints at St Helens on this weekend,
performance of the season, mate.
It'll be the performance of the season by a million miles.
Yeah.
Having said that, I'm going Saints 18 plus. I can't see any other. I'm sorry, Wakefield fans. I can't see any other result. No. I hope, for the competition, I hope you put up a fight, and I hope it's closer than that. But I just can't see it. I just can't see it.
No. And happy birthday to Mr. Sims. We thought we'd make him the photo for this one, as he's 21 this week. And then we go off to the MKM Stadium Saturday, 3 o'clock. What a shame it's not on Channel 4. Hull, dearie me, look at that for a list. Manny Mao, Scott Taylor, Joe Cater, Kane Evans, Andre Savelio, Luke Gale now, of course, banned. Obviously won the first game of the season, but going up against a white-hot Salford Red Devils with the Mark Sneed returning to Hull FC with his new compadre at number 6, Brodie Croft, who's had a great season. Just Carvey Levette and Callum Watkins missing for Salford. The fans for and believe that the Red Devils will be able to go to the Black and Whites and come away with a 0-8 win. Greg, how do you see it?
That surprises me. That's the forum going for a Salford, not 0-8 win.
0-8, they've gone, to Salford.
Surprises me that, because I've gone for Salford 9-17.
You've gone 9-17.
Yeah.
I
was tempted with an 18 pluser, but I think 9-17, although I wouldn't be surprised if Salford put 18 plus on them.
Yeah, I see Salford 9-17. I think, the Luke Gale absentee is a big one. Do you know what, though? And do you know what? It's based on how well Salford played, you know, in the first 2 games. They just seemed, I think, going into this game, they're going to have a little bit more cohesion than perhaps Hull are. And
like I say, I would not. I've been a bit conservative there. I would not be surprised in the slightest if they won by 18 points plus.
Watch Mr. Hodgson now prove us all wrong, and Hull FC rally.
Well, he's a decent guy, Mr. Hodgson.
He's a decent guy.
I hope so.
And then we come to Toulouse, Warrington Wolves, absentees, Josie Paolo. Interesting that, Toulouse have said, the coach has said today that Mark Weller is not coming back. He's absolutely not. He's never playing for the club again. Ryan Hampshire of former Wakefield, who is currently without a club, being tipped to maybe, just maybe, go to Toulouse. And they're also looking at some NRL players as well. One thing's for certain, they need reinforcements and they need them quick. Wolves still without Billy Magoulas, Greg Minikin, James Harrison. Of course, those 3 not featured since arriving at the Wolves and not expected for quite a few rounds yet. And of course, Oliver Holmes will see out his 2-game ban against Toulouse and will return the following week. Warrington, 2 wins from 2, going up against Toulouse, 2 defeats from defeats. The fans for them have gone Toulouse 0-8, only joking. They've gone Warrington 18 plus. Where do you see it, Greg?
Oh, enough, I've gone Toulouse 0-8. Like, no. This one, do you know what? This one should be 18 plus for Warrington. Should be. But we, as Warrington fans, we all know that if ever there's a Christmas gift waiting to happen for a team that's on their uppers, it's Warrington. Huddersfield had lost 20 odd on the bounce and then played Warrington and won a couple of seasons ago, quite a few seasons ago now. I'm not. Agent Kendall is the referee. I am going 18 plus Warrington.
Well, we got there in the end. I think we all knew.
I think I lost the will to live.
I think you lost the will to live there. Well,
18 plus to Warrington, but I would not be surprised.
Surprised?
I know. It's my age. My voice is breaking. It's been a long week, mate. It's only Tuesday.
No, happy days. Well, look. That brings,
what are you going for, Dave? You've not.
I'm going 18 plus. That brings another show to an end. If you enjoyed it, if you want to watch it again, it's going to be on our YouTube channel by midnight tonight. Join us again next Tuesday, 8 o'clock. It can't be a bit of weekly. We hope you like the new format of the show. We hope you like what we're doing with it. Danny, tell all the Huddersfield boys about it. If you want to come on, please do. It'd be fantastic to hear from you. If you don't want to come on, but you want to watch us every week, that'd be fantastic.
More than welcome, my friend.
More than welcome, and best of luck for the season ahead. Great start from you, and well done to Huddersfield as well on what has been a very impressive start to the new campaign. Greg, it flies by, mate. It flies by. Another week has gone. Always enjoy your company, mate. And
hopefully next week my voice will have broken.
And we will be back.
See you next week.
Next week. So thanks again, everybody. And
cheers, guys.
Bye for now.
See you soon, guys. Bye-bye.